Hey there, hey, and welcome to this Hump Day pod of Born to Be a Star. We have so much to talk about today. Let's get it started off by talking about the reflection in your mirror. Did you know that when you look at the reflection in the mirror, you are seeing a reflection of yourself, where you've been and where you're going? Each of us has our own journey. And just because you might be in a part of your journey where someone is not treating you the correct way, or you don't feel like you have enough friends, or you don't know if you still like your hobbies, or you're questioning your style. Do you want to throw out all your clothes? Do you like your hair color? What do you want to do with whatever you're doing? Doesn't mean you still can't love your reflection. That just means you're changing. We can't always just stay the same. That's impossible. It's important that we recognize that we're constantly changing, learning, and growing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Even when we get really old, we're still learning and growing because our minds start to change. And that's okay. I don't want to be like everybody else. I like that I'm unique in my own self. And I think you should like that you're unique in your own self too. It doesn't matter the color of your hair, the shade of your skin, where you grew up, where your ancestors were from. See, none of that stuff matters. All that matters is you and your heart. All that matters is that you open the door for people and you're kind. Because kindness is key to everything, right? When you just spend 5 extra minutes talking to someone that's having a rough time, you can truly make a big difference. And that's what matters. That. When you look in the mirror and you see your reflection, you should see a reflection of who you are and who you want to be next. And you can change your mind. You can decide that something's different than it should be. You can do all these things and more. And whoever's telling you what you can't do, whoever's doubting you, whoever has something to say, well, they can kindly fuck off. There's that. It's a new day, it's a new opportunity, and it's a new you. So let's get started with it. Yes, you can pick a new hobby. Yes, you can add another app to your phone. Yes, you can decide you don't want iPhone 14 and you're going to get iPhone 15. Yes, you can decide you want to go on vacation somewhere different. Yes, you can decide you hate your job and you want a new one. Yes, you can decide you maybe want to stop school and pick another major. You can decide to do whatever you want. AIDS doesn't have anything to do with it, and no one should be telling you what you can and can't do. There's that. Next part of the conversation, outside of the yes you can, finally, the next part of that is never giving up. Even if you got cancer, like leukemia, and you know you're going to die and you don't have a lot longer to live, you can't give up. They might find a cure. Even if you're sick, even if you're like me and you have polycystic ovary syndrome, that doesn't mean I'm going to crawl in a hole and die. I go to the trainer every week. Maybe my weight loss is coming off fast. Maybe my weight loss is coming off slow. That doesn't mean I give up on myself and I don't think I can't get to my goals. I still have goals and I still try. Does polycystic ovary syndrome make being healthy easy? No, it makes it hard because it's an ailment. So if you've got cancer or you're sick or something's wrong and something's going awful with your body, you're not alone there. But we can't let these things stop us. We can't let situations and people stop us from our goals. If you give up, how are you going to get to the great part of the story, of your story? Giving up doesn't get you anywhere. Like the idea that John Cena has the most Make-A-Wish is just so incredible. And he's just instilled something in me, hope and belief and saying yes and understanding that you can't give up. These children can't give up on their battle for life. And so as adults, we can't give up on our battle of life. Yes, some days are going to be better than others, and some mornings are going to be worse than others. But we still have to get up. And I put a smile on my face regardless. I try to remain who I am regardless of other people around me, whether they be good, bad, smell, or whatever the case may be. And I do think that you have to do the same thing as well. That's what I think. I think that you have to have the ability to understand that you can't give up. And finally, let's get to the why not today. Because if you procrastinate and you're indecisive, you won't get to anything. You'll keep pushing things off and saying, I'm going to get to it later. At some point, I'm going to get to that. When are you going to get to that? When's your later? When are you going to be finished? I wonder. You're never going to get to it. You're always going to be busy with something else. Something is always going to come up. Something is always going to stop you. If you need to go see your mom and you need to go spend time with your parents, go see them. If you need to call your brother or your sister and you want to tell them something that's happened, go tell them. If you need to just vent. Whatever the situation may be, whatever you're experiencing, don't procrastinate and wait to experience it. Because I'm telling you, it won't end up good. Because it won't. Do whatever you are going to do tomorrow, today. If you need to wash clothes, if you need to cook, if you need to bake something, do it now. Don't wait for it. Do it. That's all I can say. Anyways, it's Wednesday. We've got so much to talk about. Don't forget your star wherever you are. And don't forget that you get to decide your destiny and you get to choose your future. This is your journey and you get to choose what's next. So regardless of what people are saying, regardless of what people are doing, regardless of anything that's happening, know you can. Know you can't give up. And why not start that today? Just saying, right? Just thought. Why not start that today? Anyways, moving into the next part of our conversation, time for us to get to that. No media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed. Because they lie to us anyway. Yeah, I tried something new just now and it didn't work. Yeah. Did I really think I was Beyonce again? I'm not. Nor will I try to be. I mean, do you really want to be Beyonce? Granted, she's like really popular and all that stuff, but I remember when I was getting my bachelor's degree and I was involved in all these teams and clubs and sorority stuff and all that stuff that happened in college, and a lot of people found that I could sing, and they wanted to know why I didn't want to go on American Idol or one of these shows or whatever. It's too much fucking work. And I want my privacy. I want my life. Like when you're like a superstar or like a celebrity, you kind of don't have a life. Everything you do, somebody can see it. And I'm sorry, I don't want that. That's not fun for me. And I'm good. Like, I know people might say, what do you mean? But I seriously mean, I'm good. Like, I like my privacy. Today is Wednesday, and I started off talking about that because, right? AOC is a fucking moron. Okay? Did she really convince all these people that she's fighting for minorities? Because she's not, okay? That case that just came out, all the evidence that proves that they attacked Donald Trump proves one goddamn thing. The entire thing that I said his entire presidency, they were lying. Clinton News Network and the Clintons were attacking him because they desperately don't want to get rid of their power. They'll do anything to keep it, including elect in a fucking sponge corpse called Joe Biden, who doesn't even know what the fuck today's date is. The man went on a vacation and a child asked him where did he go on his last vacation, and he couldn't answer the question. They're probably not going to have a debate or anything because Joe Biden can't debate shit. But if they do, he's going to get swamped. Nobody wants that man to be president again. I don't even know if he's going to make it to the end of his presidency of the 4 years he's already been doing. Have you been witnessing what's going on in the United States of America? The border's gone. Title 42 ended. There's nothing to fix that. And Mayorkas is lying. AOC's not there complaining about the fact that all these people are illegally crossing the border. Where the fuck is her annoying ass? Where's all these people? Jamal Bowman, Pramila Jayapal, all these far left lunatic people that have something to say. Even the fake Indian. Where's she, right? Where are all these people? Where's Jink from the Young Turks and Anna Kasparian? Where are these people? Are they at the border? You know how they love to support the idea of free health care and free living conditions for all these people who serve no fucking purpose. No purpose. Okay? What are we talking about? Right? Are you really telling me that you're okay with the idea with the illegal aliens coming into our country illegally and bringing over fentanyl and who knows whatever the fuck else they have, including diseases? Because none of these people are being vetted for anything. Just like what they did with Afghanistan, this is horrible. They are burning this country down, and you might not see the flames right now, but they're doing a very good job of it. And they're distracting us with race bait every day. Did Joe Biden really go to one of the most prestigious black universities and talk about racism? The only racist people in this country is him and the Democratic Party, because he says the most insulting things to black people. And Kamala Harris has made comments about Spanish people that are not okay. They attack people that are Catholic, Baptist, religious, Christian, have their own ideologies and thoughts about God. They want to attack anybody that doesn't agree with this far leftist rainbow mafia crap. And I'm all for gay rights. I'm all for human rights. I'm all for you even deciding what you want to do with your body. But please don't act like being abortion hungry is better than being pro-life, because it isn't. You're okay with the idea of killing a baby. That's not okay. God, Jesus, will be returning at some point, and people are going to be very shocked with what happens. But it's not going to be a pretty thing, right? I know a lot of people want to pretend like Jesus doesn't exist, God doesn't exist, heaven doesn't exist, the Bible's not real, and reality is not going to set in. But one day, maybe it's in the near future, maybe it's tomorrow, when God does return, I will be going to heaven with him, and I know that I am saved, and I know I am his chosen child in his kingdom of heaven, and I know I'm only going to be here temporarily because I know what awaits me. Endless love, endless hope, and endless freedom. It's not death, it's living. It's life living. Heaven is something for me to look forward to. Now, saying that, you would wonder how I am possibly talking like this, and I live in a hell, like the first layer of hell, right? I live in that every day because I'm forced to look at poverty on the street. I'm forced to look at people with their hands out that don't want to work at jobs, that think they deserve whatever the fuck they want, and I'm forced to have some crappy wage and just be indoctrinated. What people attempt to indoctrinate me, I mean, it doesn't work on me. Like I've said before, the media studies that I did in college does not help that work for me. I'm not the person you're trying to indoctrinate. It's not going to work on me. These people, Adams, all these people, AOC, Mayorkas, all these people are lying about black people. They're lying about reality. They're lying about the KKK. They're lying about the neighborhoods that they don't fucking live in. They're lying about the people that are doing harm to each other that are black on black crime. And I have to constantly talk about black on black crime, white on white crime, these fucking illegal people coming into the United States of America, getting these weapons. You know how they keep getting the weapons? They keep getting the weapons because they're bad guys. And you putting this shitty policy up talking about the weapons are the problem. Now the Democratic Party wants to attack the car companies because the car companies make the cars too easy for people to break into them. That's not the problem. The problem is the bad guys. You taking the cops away that would be arresting their asses, and you let them go from serious crimes because you don't want to hold them responsible. This is worse than the 90s. And this race bait is bullshit. Black people, Spanish people, minorities, wake up. These people are not on your side. They care about one thing: autocracy. They want to control everything. There is no white militia group. There is no white privilege. Because I'm sorry, Irish and Italians were pretty much slaves too. When they came to the United States of America, these people were dropped off on fucking boats in Ellis Island, okay? There were signs, no Italians. There were signs, no Irish. There were signs, just like there was the black and white thing. Yeah, and I keep having to tell you this about black people. How do you think black people became slaves? Do you think it was random? Do you think it was accidental? How do you think the Native Americans were basically wiped off? Do you think that was accidental too? No. Somebody got a payoff and they sold their people out for money. Or in this case, jewels or whatever the fuck it was at that time. They got sold out. Just like black people get sold out by the Democratic Party with AOC and her fake boobs walking around with her nice straight hair, pretending like she cares about black people. And a good representation of the fact that she does not care about black people is when black people die every day in New York and she's not at their funerals. Sell your fucking Tesla and pay for the actual black community that you represent. Why don't you live in some of those rail apartments in that area? Why aren't you being a good representation of where you live? Oh, because you're fake. Just like everybody else. Just like all these fake black people acting like they're doing something. They're not. Obama is another embarrassment to black people. I'm sorry. If you're listening to this and you feel like I'm attacking you, I'm not. We should be really worried. The black communities aren't safe. Chicago, New York, LA, Boston. These communities are not safe. There's a lot of black on black crime. Guns, knives, just crazy shit's happening. And no one's protecting you. You know why they're not protecting you? Because they love anarchy. They love chaos. And they don't care about black on black crime. It doesn't fit their narrative. They are attacking this poor guy from New York that protected people on a subway because he had to protect them because there was no fucking cops to do it. Because they've taken all the power away from police. Because they like this. They like the border open. They like to pretend that black people's lives really matter when they don't. And they're full of shit. Next part of the conversation. What's the news on Desantis? I feel like he could be doing a better job. He seems to be irritating Republican people and not responding back to people in the way he should. He did go to Iowa, or he went to some place, and I guess Trump didn't show up for weather. So I don't know if he's falling into a Trump trap, but like he hasn't even announced that he's running yet. So I really don't know what the fuck's going on with him. But hopefully he gets his stuff together because he is definitely younger and he may be beneficial in a way. But I'm just going to call it right now. Today is April 16th, 2023. No, I'm sorry. Today is April 17th, 2023. It's Wednesday. And I am backing Donald Trump for president. The president of the United States of America and the elected runner for the Republican Party. I'm going with Trump, just like I did in 2016, just like I did in 2020. I'm going with him again for 2024. We need to get the White House back in order. We need to stop ridiculously spending money on shit we don't need. We need to stop funding this stupid war in Ukraine. It needs to end. And isn't it really hilarious that China is trying to be the middleman right now with Ukraine and all these other sovereign countries? Because it's definitely not America. This is an embarrassment. America should be embarrassed. But do you think they are? No. The dead migrant in the Biden custody. That hasn't caught any airwaves outside of Fox News and, I don't know, Dan Bongino and probably all the other right podcasts, the Bill podcast, all these podcasts that aren't far left lunatics talking, Jason Whitlock, Kelly, Will Kane, Megyn Kelly, The Five, Ted Cruz, Monica Crowley, Dinesh D'Souza. I can continue to go on with all these far right pocket. Guy Benson, Rush Limbaugh, right? And let's not forget Charlie Kirk and Eric Erickson. There's far more. And House of Strauss. There's a lot of people that have a lot of things to say that are on the right, and I don't listen to anything left, and I discontinued my affiliation with the Young Turks and anything left, because you people are all brain dead, right? Come on, man. Let's get down to it. A migrant died in the Biden custody, and no one's talking about it outside of those names that I just listed in Fox News. There's nothing anywhere about that. If this had happened with Trump or Bush or any Republican at any time in the American history, we'd still be talking about it right now, and you wouldn't be able to hear anything else but, oh my God, a migrant died in the president's custody. What are we going to do? No one's talking about it. It's getting no airwaves. They're acting like nothing's happening at these borders. As border towns are being crushed, and they don't have enough room for these fuckers to come over here. And I'm sorry I'm calling these people fuckers because they're not. But these people don't need asylum. These people's lives aren't in danger. These people want to come over here illegally so they can take advantage of everything that Americans have. And they're allowing these people to come over here because they want Democratic voters. Are you listening? It's not about what you think it is. This is bullshit. I love my country. I love when I see American flags. I love red, white, and blue. I love the idea of freedom, and I love the idea that everybody is equal to a fault. I don't like the way they're attacking white people, especially white men, especially families. I don't like the way they're attacking Catholicism or Catholics or the church or religion at all. And I think it's horrible that they want to continue to break down the family structure. This ties back into what I was talking about at the beginning of the podcast with fake black people, how Adams is fake in New York. They have created an environment where kids don't have fathers. They have created an environment where moms don't pay attention to what their kids do. They haven't created an environment where all those random teenagers were out in Chicago attacking people on the street. These are people that are going to get weapons and go kill kids and murder people because they think it's funny. Somebody died in the custody of the Biden administration and nobody cares. Yeah. The numbers are in and Biden's doing horrible, but they'll continue to lie. And why is the media covering for Joe Biden? When does it end? I don't know. It's Wednesday and there's a lot of shit going on. They just came out with all that evidence about the CIA and the FBI, and they clearly need to be fucking dismantled. But do you really think anybody's going to do that? Likely no. And why is it every time a Republican is switching off to a Democrat, none of the Democrats are held responsible? Why is it we don't hold these people seriously and punish them with jail time and continued follow-ups? Why don't we punish these people that are clear criminals? I mean, what the fuck? They want to go after George Santos? Well, I'm sorry. If you're going to go after George Santos, then we need to go after every Democrat that's been elected into office followed up, let's go after AOC with her fake boobs and her Tesla, okay? Because I'm pretty sure she didn't get a Tesla and fake boobs for free, okay? Just saying. And I'm not hating on her because I don't think she's beautiful. I'm talking about things she purchased with money she didn't earn from a job, right? Because those people don't actually do anything. They argue back and forth. Did you see Nancy Pelosi in 2019? Did you see everything that they did? These people are monsters. And they like to lie to you and act like they care, but they don't. The CIA, the FBI, the police, all need to be stripped and fixed. The entire government structure in America needs to be fixed and stripped. Until we get back to the Constitution and God and the Bible, this shit's not getting fixed. And you might not agree with me, and you might not be religious, and you don't have to be religious, and you don't have to go to church, and you don't have to say that you believe in God. You could be atheist. You could be whatever you want to be. I don't care. You can be gay, straight, trans, left, right, binary, non-binary, up, down, she, him, they, whatever. And while I don't disagree with any of that shit, and I think the majority of the people that are claiming they're trans are sick, I'm not going to tell you can't feel that way if you want to. We got a problem here. America's on fire. Thanks for tuning in to this extended ass edition of No Media Allowed, No Media Allowed, No Media Allowed. Because they lie to us anyway. This needed to be an extended version because there's way too much going on right now. T-Talk. No more apologies. I'm that head bitch in charge. I'm tired of telling people I'm sorry. I'm tired of eating my words. And I'm tired of giving a fuck about what people that don't deserve to talk to me have to say. I'm really getting to a point where I'm just going to start to just ignore a lot of people. And I'm going to start saying things like, you really can't afford to talk to me because your shoes look like they came from Walmart. And while I don't have anything negative to say about Walmart, no one buys clothes out of Walmart. Like, where did you get those shoes from? The dumpster? Why do people keep acting like they can say whatever they want to me? They're confused. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But I've strided. I've worked very hard. I've persevered. I've focused. I've dedicated my life to being a star, to being a rock star, to representing the star power, to representing the idea that you're not stuck. The Great Resign, it's still fucking happening. People don't owe you shit. Stop thinking that you're better than somebody else because you're not. It's in your head, right? It's in your head. I'm a very extremely overconfident young woman that has her shit together. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can get up and go wherever I want. I have a life where I get to dictate whatever I want. And you know why I structured it that way? So I wouldn't have to hear anybody tell me about what they did for me. Outside of my mom and my husband, who I both love, and God, I don't owe anybody anything. And you're not doing anything for me. So please, back the fuck off and eat some reality. Reality is, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Reality is, you can't pick your shit up and leave. Reality is, you don't want to be second choice when you could be first. Who wants to be second place? That's not fun. There's no trophy for being second place. And the second place trophy sucks. Let's not lie about it. Seriously. It sucks. The tea of the day is, I'm not apologizing for being fabulous. Fuck you if you don't like me. I don't care. And if you're listening to this and you listen to Born to Be a Star, you should have that same thought process to others. If people are picking on you and pecking you and bothering you and stressing you out and they're targeting you, whether it be in a public setting or in a personal setting or whatever it is, you might need to let them know something without saying it. It could be your reaction. It could just be letting them eat their own shit and die. It could be a number of a lot of things. Remember in your mind, you're the head bitch in charge, or you're the head lieutenant in charge. In case you're a dude and you don't want to say bitch because you don't feel comfortable with that, I understand that. You can really replace HBIC with whatever word you want and still feel the same way. That's all I'm saying. Don't let anybody steer you the wrong way. Because when you're in the wrong way, you're going to find out you're in the wrong way and you're going to be stuck. Just saying. Next part of the conversation, let's get to the main part of the conversation, which is trend setting. I consider myself a trendsetter, right? I definitely have taste, which a lot of other people do not have. I definitely like the mismatch outfits and do accessories and jewelry, and I like to do crazy things with my hair. Currently, I have my hair braided, and it's platinum blonde, and the tips of my hair are blue black, like they're jet black. But it looks really good, and I love it. And typically people might not do this, but I did it, and I consider myself a trendsetter, right? I rock my Vans, I rock my Holy jeans, I rock my cool tees, I rock my designer bags. I have good taste, right? I do that for a reason. I am a trendsetter, right? People copy off of me. I don't copy off of them. I make my own settings. I find my own cool shit. I'm a brand ambassador, and I'm the hookup. If you're looking for some cute shit, send me a message and I'll show you what to do, boo. Send me a picture of your closet and we can hook you up. You might not necessarily need to buy new clothes. Maybe you have an arrangement of things that can be swapped out and switched around. It's always an option. Tanning time. Dude, I seriously need a tan. Like, oh my God, I need to go to the beach. But I don't even know when I'm going to be at the beach. But I need to go to the beach. And I need a tan. And I don't think I want to go to a tanning salon. I don't even know how to look that up. I definitely want to be more golden. Let's see what happens. Admitting the reflection. Like I said in a tea talk, right? And boy, that tea was good. It was green tea today. I'm the head bitch in charge, right? And I allow people to think that they're like doing something important because I don't fucking care, right? I know my skills. I know how talented I am. When people want to think that they're better than me or think they can talk at me a certain way, I just allow them to do that. Because at the end of the day, I know my worth, I know my value, and I know I'm priceless. And saying all those things means I can quickly leave and find something else to do. So please don't get it in your mindset that you're irreplaceable, because that's a lie. The only irreplaceable thing here is me. There's only one of me. And I am irreplaceable. And I'm never going to feel any other way. Because I've worked very hard to disconnect myself from the idea of normalcy and create this aura of myself that's magnetic, intoxicating, and meditating all at once. One hit of me and you're addicted, just like a hit of cocaine, and you want more and 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 more. And then when you stop, you want more. I'm that bitch. I'm that girl. I'm one of the greatest that will ever exist ever. And if you don't agree with that, I can't tell you what you're missing. And you should look at your reflection in your mirror and you should say, I'm that dude. I'm that girl too, boo. You should feel the same way. Regardless of your age, regardless of the color of your hair, regardless of the street you live on, regardless of the mirror you're looking at. You should feel the same confidence I feel for myself, for yourself. Because when you know that you're priceless, when you know what your value is, what you know what your worth is, nobody can break you down from that. your spine is straight. Your height is higher. Your being is greater. And they can't stop you. So, you have to admit your own reflection. Just like I just admitted mine. I am going to save the world. And this podcast is just one part of that. Maybe not the world, but I'm definitely going to save America. That's just the start. I'm here to instill, inspire, and inject life into your body, into your soul, into your mind. You are a star. Reflect on your star power, dude. Reflect on how bright and brilliant you are. Because others aren't going to see the light like I see. That's the motto of the story. The motto of the story. Next part of the conversation. You fell. Get up. If you fall, if things didn't go your way, if you made a decision and it was the wrong decision, it's okay. Tomorrow's still coming. You still got to get up, right? You still got to go make breakfast. You still need to go drink some water, and you still need to go to the gym. Even if something didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out, that doesn't mean you can give up and quit on your life. That just means you have to start a new journey. I've told you many times about my experience with teaching, student teaching, figuring out that the teaching is just about numbers. It's not about kids. It hurt. It really hurt. It was a horrible feeling knowing that something that I love, I can't do. There's no recovering from that. I implemented myself into my passion of teaching children because I love teaching. And I love watching children learn and being the provider of learning for their minds to flourish and get excited. And I had to leave that for my own mental health. And it hurt to do that, bro. It hurt. And it was, you know what the worst part of it was? Admitting it out loud and talking about it with other people and reflecting on it like it's not a big deal. But I have a lot in common with a lot of people. When I come across teachers, or I come across people that are retired, or I come across people that have worked in the school system, or I watch things that have the same environment, I'm very familiar with it. It's going to create a lot of connections to me, and it's going to create a lot of ability for me to do things different than others, because I understand things differently, because I'm a teacher. I'll always be a teacher. I'm just not teaching. There's that. If you fell, you gotta get up. You gotta admit that you scraped your knee and you gotta put a damn Band-Aid on it and some spray. But that doesn't mean you can't still play on your toy, and that doesn't mean you still can't ride your back to where you originally came from. Get up and dust your shoulders off. You are the author of your own story, so don't let anybody judge your cover, because it's not their cover to judge. And if people want to just judge a book by its cover, then they really must not want to read it. They really just must care about what the outside of it looks like. And that's not where the story starts. Life has turns. And you have to be aware of that, and you can't let that stop you. You have to sometimes turn with it. Like, sometimes it just feels like, what's next? What do I do now? How do I get here? God help. Please send me something. Like, you constantly feel the nagging of what's next? Or how do I get here? Or when do I get there? Or how do I do this? Or I applied to that job and they haven't responded back to me. Did I get it? Did I not get it? What did I do wrong? What do I have to do when I do this? I went to that class, but I don't know if I did the pottery right. I went on a run, but did I run fast enough? I bought these new sneakers, but I don't know if they look good enough. Whatever the hell it is, don't let that stop you, man. Life is turns. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to turn with it and let it do whatever it's doing. Simple. Facing the uncertainty means you can't control everything. And even if you want an answer right away and you want to know what's next, that's really not how this works. It doesn't work like that. You don't just get the answer. Sometimes you have to wait for it. Or sometimes you have to investigate and look for it. Sometimes things are right in front of you and you just can't see them because you're not looking correctly. But no one said uncertainty was easy. No one said uncertainty was hard. That's just part of life, man. Moving into watching things with Star Watch Talk, we watch together. Fair Saga. I don't know. Somebody told me to watch that. Maybe I'll get into it. I put it in my list on Netflix, but I got a lot to look at, and I gave you a list of things I was looking at yesterday. Slasher, that's on Netflix. I definitely want to get back into that. Pressure Cooker, I found that on Netflix. I added that to my list of things to look at. Reservation Dogs. I have not seen that movie in forever, but I saw it on HBO, and I was thinking that might be a great movie to watch for like a movie night. That definitely would be something I'd want to look at. The Company You Keep, that looks like a mystery too. And that's on Hulu. Is Murder in the Buildings returning? And if it is, when is it coming back? Because I want to see it. I love it. It's so exciting and refreshing and just awesome, right? That's how I feel about Atlanta. I can't remember the last time I watched that, but maybe I'll get back into it. I don't know. Will Trent looks like a mystery. Maybe I'll watch that too. Again, I don't know. Moving into food with Veek Star. Veek Star. Homemade salsa. And I know you're like, how many times are you going to talk about making homemade salsa? But you can really make homemade salsa whatever way you want. The way I'm going to talk about right now is just using a one pan. So in a one pan, you get some tomatoes and some tamales and some jalapenos and some onions and an onion and a pepper. Maybe 2 onions, 3 peppers. Put the tomatoes in, right? And you want to make sure they're brown, right? Because they have to turn another color before you know they're done. Then you put the peppers in, right? And you want to make sure they're a little charred. Then you put the onion. Chop the onions into pieces. You can maybe get a very sharp knife and chop them up. You're going to want them to turn and get a little cooked. Then after you cook the vegetables also slightly, right, including the jalapenos, then you get a blender. It can either be a BlendJet, a KitchenAid, or whatever blender you have. Mix that up, right? Then pour it back into the pan and then mix it again. You've got salsa. You might want it to be chunky so you can add more vegetables into it, or you might want it to be more lighter and more liquidy like I just said, and then you just get chips and you dip it. And if you want to make chips yourself and you don't want to order the chips from the store, you get some shredded cheddar, right? And then you get a cupcake pan and you pour the shredded cheddar into the cupcake pan. Granted, you want to get one of those, what is it? One of those, the paper that you roll out, if you're cooking a cake. So you get that cake and you put that in the cupcake holders, and then you put the cheese in, and it's going to be like a circle shape. You just made your own chips. Boom. No carbs. Boom. Then you dip it with the salsa. How does that sound? Doesn't that sound good? Sounds good to me. Yummy. I want it right now. Korean tuna salad. I saw the recipe for it. It's tuna and some spicy sauce and mayo and some celery and some carrots and some other things too. And it looked good. But I don't know. I got this tuna from Hall's Market and it didn't really do it for me. And I'm feeling I don't know about this. Cheeseburger crunch quesadilla. So you're going to want to get 2 soft taco shells. Then you're going to make the beef. Then you're going to make the cheese. Then you're going to put in the pico, the salsa fresca, or whatever sauce you want. Then you're going to flip it. Boom, you just made a cheese. Well, you're making a cheeseburger, right? So honestly, you want to do the burger, the cheese, ketchup and mustard, or you can make it Mexican if you want, like I just said, and then use the pico for tomatoes. If you want to add in tomatoes and lettuce, you can. You can really do it whatever way you want. You can do those two options I just said. I saw the recipe on Pinterest if you want to look it up like I did and make it. I think you should try it. That should go on a list of things we should eat. Red velvet bun cake. I'm not even going to tell you about the recipe. You got to follow the instructions. And you got to make sure you like red velvet. You're using food coloring for the red, right? It's not just going to become red. You're going to follow these instructions. Eggs. You're going to do a liquid mix and a dry mix. And then you're going to mix it all together. Then you're going to add in the food coloring, which is red. And then once you get the batter consistency, you pour it into the bun pan. And then you separate everything. And then you can make the sauce with cream cheese and a bunch of other things too. Very good. I don't know. It looks good to me. Vegan pancake recipe. I don't know about this. I feel like I want to try it, but I don't know about it. What do you think? Do you want to try vegan pancakes? Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of vegan things, but I don't know about the pancakes. That is one thing where I don't know if I could do it, but maybe I'll try it just to see what it tastes like. I'm not going to lie. A lot of vegan recipes are actually very good and they don't have any meat in them or dairy, but some things need to be left alone. I say we give it a try and then see if we like it or not. Guess what, guys? It's the end of the pod. Thank you for tuning into this Hump Day edition of Born to Be a Star. And regardless of all the noise going on outside, don't forget your reflection in that mirror. Don't forget you are a star. And don't forget we are going to save this place together. Your light is a reflection of your power. And your power is your light. Together, we can light up the universe. Our star power can be seen far beyond just the human mind, but instead it can be seen in such an intricate fashion that it's legitimately going to change everything. Your light is everything, and I can only see it getting brighter. I will see you tomorrow on Thursday. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget you are a star wherever you are. Be bright, be the light. See you tomorrow.